And we are live. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all feeling well. I'm just going to make sure everybody can hear me and see me before we officially dive in and tune in. And it looks like we can. So, first and foremost, welcome everybody. The date is 8/18, August 18, a very special day, which I'll explain in just a moment, 7 p.m. Eastern Time here in Miami, Florida. This is the Light System Cube right next to me, something that's going to be delivered, I believe, starting next month for everybody who already got them. So I look forward to seeing them in households and wellness centers all around the world with the incredible experiences that people are going to be sharing. So today, my intention for coming on live is not to be on live for a long time, but just to give you guys a little update and give you guys some more information on something really big that I'm doing, something that I'm very excited for, something I haven't done in about 7 to 8 years. And that is a very long fast. So, as you can see from the title of this live stream, it's called I'm Not Eating for 21 Days, and Here's Why. Now, before I explain why and what I'm doing and how you can choose to do the same, if you choose to, of course, because anybody can join, it's completely up to you. I want to share a little background story of what happened when I first did something like this. So, on my 21st birthday, right before my 21st birthday, I had this weird out of the blue inspiration, call it a download, call it whatever you want. But I had this weird out of the blue inspiration to fast. And I've never done a fast before up until that point in my life. And I said, you know what? I'll do 3 days, maybe I'll do 7 days, I'll give it a shot, I'll do water, some juice. And on my 21st birthday, instead of going out and drinking like every other 21-year-old in this country, I decided to do something a little bit different. And I said, instead of going out and drinking and doing all the crazy stuff, let me do a little experience, a little journey. And that journey was just going to start as a 3 to 7 day fast to kind of get my feet wet and see what it's all about. So it was really interesting because when I started, part of me doing this, I also took 30 days off of work. And this is when I was still working in my family's business. And of course, I had that luxury of being able to do it, but I was also working a lot for a period of a few years leading up to that point. And I told my mom and I told my dad, because it's a family business, I said, listen, guys, I want to take a little break. After this break, I'm coming all in, but I think I deserved it. I think I earned it. I want to take 30 days to shut off my phone. I want to fast for about 3 to 7 days within those 30 days and see where it takes me. And they said, no problem. Just come back strong when you come back. Take your time and do your thing. So I shut off my phone. I start reading books. I start writing in a journal. I start doing all these things that are just bringing me more into the present moment. And what happened next was very interesting. I started the fast 3 days in. I wasn't hungry after. So I continued for 4, 5, 6, 7 days in. After 7 days, I wasn't hungry. So I said, okay, you know what? Let me just keep going until I feel like I have this need to eat. And 7 days turned to 10, which turned to 15, which turned to 20, which turned to 25, which turned to 30 days. And even on the 30-day point, I still wasn't hungry, but I knew that I had to get back into life. And I decided I'm going to start eating again. I'm going to reorient into my life. I told my family I was going to come back after 30 days. And that was my initial first experience of fasting. It ended up being 30 days, mainly water. I did have some juice. I did do urine therapy, which I'll explain in a moment as well. Some of you may think that's crazy because it sounds crazy, but it really works. And I'll explain what that's all about. The reason why I decided to bring that time in my life back was because of how incredible it was when I experienced it. And the amount of power that I gained just by doing what I did during that 30-day fast was something that was unmatched to anything else in my life. Meaning, the words that came out of my mouth, the power of my own creation and manifestation, speaking things into existence was so much more powerful in an instant when I was in that state. My memory heightened, my cognitive function was a breeze. It was like I was superhuman. It was insane. My dreams were a lot more lucid. I was remembering everything that was going on. I was a lot lighter. I was reading faster. I was absorbing more information. And I knew that I needed to bring that back into my life because over the past 18 months of my life, there have been a lot of crazy things that happened, starting with this one woman who I won't name, but this one woman, not anybody that you guys know, stole over $1 million from me in a business deal, which was just hard to fathom how somebody could even do something like that. But that was the first instance that started this craziness in my life, like what the hell is going on? And then it went into everything that's going on now, which I'm sure will end sooner rather than later with the whole EE system situation and lawsuits and so on and so forth that are just stupid and not what we all stand for. And then while all of that was going on, it went into my father passing away back in March. And when he passed away, I took as much time as I could to grieve and go through the process. But there was so much going on with all these different projects that I was running and everything going on that I never really had time to deal with that. And I said, you know what? At first, I said, I'll do the reset once everything calms down. And a few weeks ago, I had this epiphany. And it's something that I knew, but it's something that I've forgotten. I want to share it with all of you. It's actually the opposite. It's not you will do what you need to do and reset once things reset themselves and calm down. I remembered the law of reflection. So what's going on within is expressed and reflected outside of you. And what's going on outside of you is a reflection of what's going on within you. So it wasn't, I'll do everything to reset myself and my body and my mind and my spirit when everything calms down. It was the opposite. For everything to calm down and reset itself, I need to first take care of myself internally. And that's where the idea of the 21-day fast came from. Now, before I explain further, why did I choose 21 days? Why did I decide to do it on August 18th specifically? And all of that is intentional. So 818 is a very special number for me in my life and really for everybody in their lives without even knowing it. But it's something that I've always paid attention to, at least for the past couple of years. 818 is broken down to two numbers, 8 and 18. 8 represents infinity. 18 represents life. Now, where do I come from? 18 represents life. If you go back to Hebrew or Aramaic, not in a Jewish way, but just in a way of understanding certain languages that were discovered based on mathematics instead of created, the word chai, which means life in Hebrew, is made up of two letters, chet and yud. Chet is the number 8, yud is the number 10. And when you add those up, you get the number or the energy and the resonance of 18. Now, when you take the Schumann's resonance, 7.83 hertz, that's the standard deviation. 7, 8, and 3, when you add them up, is also 18. So by the way, that's how they came down to the word chai, meaning life, because it is speaking words in relation, correlation to the energy that it represents. 18 is the resonance and the energy of life. So 818 means infinite life. And that's part of the reason why I chose to start it on 818 today. I started it this morning. Why 21 days? Because 21, when you add 2 and 1, equals 3. 3 is my name in Hebrew in Gematria. My name in Hebrew is Yosef. When you take Yosef and you add it up according to Gematria and you distill it down to the base number, you're going to get the number 3. In addition to that, 7 times 3 is 21. 7 is a very powerful number in Kabbalah. 7 represents the 7 different worlds that are spoken about in Kabbalah. And again, infinite life, all of life, the 7 different worlds. My name is Yosef. 21 is 3. 7 times 3 is 21. It was just a perfect fit. Now, maybe I'll go more than 21 days. I have no idea. But that's my intention. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. And really just from a state of being as vulnerable as possible, because I think that's the most important thing to do, especially with this community, my YouTube community, my people that have supported me and loved me through everything over the past few years. I wanted to share this with you, not only to tell you what I'm doing, but to invite you to do it with me. So part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is to let go of what no longer serves me, because that's exactly what fasting does. It lets go of emotions. You may be moody. You may be emotional during this time. So you're letting go of what no longer serves you. I also have a very, very big event coming up in January called Becoming Superhuman. Myself, Robert Edward Grant, Dr. Brian Artis, Dr. Ed Group from Global Healing. Us 4 are going to be leading this 3-day in-person immersive experience and event called Becoming Superhuman. And I knew leading up to that, I needed to do everything in my power to become superhuman. To do that, one of the first steps is to let go of what no longer serves you. And that doesn't just mean weight, that means emotions, that means trauma, that means anything and everything that you're going through. Now, what I found, and on the topic of being vulnerable, I want to share this with you because I think it's important. Let me just drink my water because that's what I'm drinking. What I found over the past few months, specifically ever since my father passed away, was I started looking at myself from this perspective outside. And I wanted to become more aware of my own actions that, sometimes you're not aware of because you're the ones doing them. You're the one doing it. And I realized one of my coping mechanisms was, well, there's two ways of doing it. Sometimes people go through a lot of stress and trauma and they lose a lot of weight. And they lose a lot of weight because they stop eating, they don't have an appetite. For me, it's the opposite. I eat a lot more. It's like comfort food, it's my coping mechanism. So I said, okay, if I'm going to go through this, it's not just going to be to let go of trauma, let go of trapped emotions, and so on and so forth, but it's going to be to let go of some weight also. Now, of course, I'm not like seriously overweight in any way, but I'm higher than I would like to be. I'm about 6 feet tall. As of yesterday, I was 216 pounds, which is way too much for somebody like me. As of right now, literally an hour ago, 207 pounds. Now, it makes no sense that in less than 24 hours, you lose 7 pounds of weight. But it does make sense that you lose 7 pounds of things that no longer serve you when it comes to emotions and holding in things that keep toxins in your body from food and dirty water from traveling and so on and so forth. So 7 pounds in less than 24 hours is actually insane. I didn't expect that one, but I want to get back to where I was in my optimal state, which was about 180, 182 pounds, building some muscle, getting back into what I call superhuman state, because I was in that state and I'm going to get back to that state. And I want you all to get back into that state with me. So, what are the types of things that I'm going to be doing? Number one, I'm going to be writing every single day. This is my journal right here. Every time I fulfill and fill an entire journal, I go to a new one. Under my desk, there are about 18 or 19 or 20 different journals over the years of doing things like this. So every day I'm going to be writing, I'm going to be journaling, I'm going to be letting go of anything that comes up because writing is a powerful way of doing something like that. It's literally taking everything that's in your head, everything that's in your subconscious, bringing it out onto the piece of paper and letting it go. So that's a really big piece. Number two is daily meditation, even if it's for 5 to 10 minutes. So every morning I do my prayers, I do my meditation, I relax, I reset, I recharge, I set my intentions for the day and always for the day. Why not for the week and why not for the month? Because I found, and this is just for me, this is up to you, but for me, I found that when I set a goal of I'm going to meditate every single day for the next year, you never really end up doing it because that's a really big step. Even for the next, month, it can be a really big step. Or setting goals for the next month can be overwhelming. It's like for those of you who want to lose weight, if you want to lose 100 pounds and you say, I want to lose 100 pounds, that's a big step to take. But if you do 5 pounds at a time and repeat that 20 times, you get a lot more wins along the way. So that's part of what I'm doing as well in terms of setting my goals on a daily basis during my morning meditations, and in this case, my nightly meditations right before bed as well. So that means no phone right before bed, read a book right before bed, journal if you want right before bed, set your intentions for what you want to do in the astral space while you're dreaming. And when you wake up, set your intentions for the day because that's a lot easier to fulfill and tap into than for the next week or for the next month. In terms of what I'm actually going to be doing fasting wise, I am drinking water a lot every single day in glass with salt and lemon in the water. If you don't like salt in your water, and sometimes I don't, I have my pink Himalayan salt right over here. And all you do is that you put your finger in, it's right there. You eat that an hour, once an hour, every hour while you're awake. That allows for more electricity and energy to flow through your body. So make sure you do that if you're doing just water. If you're going to do juices, and I may not, I have no idea. 21 days on water is intense. We'll see where it takes me. If I feel like I need to have juice every so often, I will. And that's another thing. Don't judge yourself. If you set 10 days that you're going to do this thing for, and you feel in 5 days or 6 days it's too much for you and you don't want to do it, don't do it. That's fine. But please, if you're going to start this at least past day 3, wake up day 4 and make a decision then, because usually The first 3 days, the first 72 hours are the hardest. After that, it's like you just don't need food ever again. It's the pretty awesome in terms of what it actually does when you wait that long. So if you feel like you need juice, do juice. If you're working a lot and you're doing a lot of physical activity, give it a second. You don't need to do that long because when you do things like this, you're not meant to go and lift heavy weights in the gym. You're not meant to go and do heavy manual labor. You're just not meant to do things like that, right? You want to relax as much as possible, relax the mind as much as possible, relax the body as much as possible, get massages as much as you can, meditate as much as you can, read and write whenever you can, and so on and so forth. Another thing that I'm going to be doing is right over here. There's a light system cube right here. There's a light system pyramid right behind the computer. And the cube and the pyramid is, or are, I should say, the things that I'm going to be using on a daily basis because this is my studio. This is my office. This is where I spend most of my time. And this is where I'm going to be using this intentionally. So setting different intentions with my keyboard right over here. You can pause it, you can play it, you can enter intentionality, and so on and so forth. As a matter of fact, I can do it right now. When you go right over here, check out what happens. It's pretty cool. So you can't see it right there, but it says intentionality. And right now, the current intentionality is on perception and wisdom. And I can enter my own intentionality between 1 and 64 characters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write easy fasting and letting go. And now when I enter that, easy fasting and letting go will be my intention on this cube that's running 24/7 while I'm around it to give me a more synchronized approach and synchronize with that energy and with that reality. So that's how I'm going to be using the light system, the cube, and the pyramid specifically, because that's what I have in my home over here. And it's going to be really awesome. Now, with that, I do want to share a couple things. Number one, as I told you, the Becoming Superhuman event is something that I'm preparing for by doing this. For those of you who have not yet gotten your tickets, make sure to do so by going to jasonshirka.com. You can learn about the event by clicking Learn More. It's myself, Robert Edward Grant, Dr. Brian Artis, and Dr. Ed Group. There's only 444 spots, much less than that now because people are getting tickets every single day to this 3-day, 2-night, and 1 breakthrough event. Make sure to check it out. And those of you who get your tickets will come into a raffle. You will be entered into a raffle to get either a free pyramid or a free light system cube at the event while you're there in person. So make sure to check that out. I look forward to seeing you all there. With that, the last thing and probably the most exciting thing has to do with a major giveaway that's happening in the next couple of days from now on August 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And exactly 48 hours from now is when it's happening. It's going to be extremely powerful and it's going to be very exciting with what's going on. So what I'm talking about right here is a light system giveaway, as you can see right here, where there will be not just 2 winners, but 3 winners announced. So one person is going to win the light system pyramid. One person is going to win the light system cube, and one person is going to win something that's worth over $20,000 that nobody has ever seen before, but all of you have asked for. And I look forward to sharing that with you. I look forward to launching that with you, and I look forward to choosing a winner live from the audience. If you want to be the winner of the 3rd surprise prize, because nobody knows what it is, you have to be there live on YouTube August 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm sorry, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to be there. You don't have to do anything else for that specific big prize other than be there live. I look forward to seeing you guys there. Again, it's all happening on YouTube. I'm going to be hosting a lot more lives on my YouTube channel as well. I'm going to give you all some daily updates as well. Maybe not daily, but every few days, updates as well regarding how the fast is going. I want to see how you guys are doing. And again, give it a shot. 1 day, 2 day, minimum 3 days. Just do yourself a favor and commit to at least that. On the 4th day, you'll see you're not hungry. You're not hungry at all on day 4. See where it takes you. See what you let go of. It's all about letting go of what no longer serves you. So with that being said, I want to say thank you guys very much. I look forward to being live over the next 3 weeks. Pay attention to how my face and my body is going to start shrinking. Pay attention to how my eyes will start changing color as my body begins to clean itself. And pay attention to the aura around not just myself, but yourselves as well, who are going to be doing this, because you are going to glow like an angel. Thank you all so much. God bless you all. Happy fasting if you're joining it. I'm doing it for the next 21 days, and I'll keep you all updated. I love you all immensely, and I will see you all soon.